What's up guys, it's Roger and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be covering how to use your blink in trials on dead cliffs. Now it's been a pretty fun weekend. There is no solo, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but there's no cap points either and the map is pretty fun. So I've been having a nice little time. This video is going to be a little different than our other how to use blink in trial videos. I am going to start off with the gameplay and then move into the loadout at the end of the video. So if you like looking at the loadout and whatnot, stick around to the end of the video. I'll cover my build and what I was using throughout all these plays there. But for now, we're going to just jump into our plays. Now you're going to notice something throughout this video, and that's that I actually used two different loadouts. I started with a piece of mine pulse rifle and a retold tail shotgun, and then I had vortex nades on. You'll see I throw one out right there. And I changed later on, you'll see what I changed to. But for now, these plays, I'm going to start with this build. Now I blink behind this guy, take him out with a nice shotgun blast. Remember, you can blink through those Titan shields, so if you need to get aggressive on them, make sure you keep that in mind. And I was just looking around. I got to spawn my teammate, threw down my rip really quick so I could grab clearance, and was just holding down lane because that's where I saw them on the radar. I realized that I was aiming down sights a little bit too long, and that's why I flicked to my right here, which is a really good choice because I saw the enemy coming and actually another blink warlock, so that's pretty cool. Flicked onto this guy and took him out with some nice shots, and my teammate finished the last one off, and that secured us that round and tied that match up for us. Now coming into this play here, I was slapping my rift down, just grabbing clearance, looking around at the radar, looking for the enemies, and I saw them in front of me here. So I decided I want to take a peek, which was great. I got an awesome flank, took one guy out, flicked over to the second guy, and with some nice headshots was able to finish both of them off and secure that round for the team. Again, throwing the rift down here just to grab clearance. I took a little jump just so I could get clearance going out there, and once I saw he was going, I blinked in very aggressively with the shotgun and took these guys out. Now, you can barely see that guy, but there is an invis hunter there. I took the challenge on this guy. He had an empowering rip, so he did hit me pretty hard, but teammate had great follow-up and finished that guy off. A lot of times with the pulse rifle, I was just holding long-range engagements, of course. Basically mid-range engagements. This is a rapid-fire archetype. For the pulse rifles, it's going to be shooting very fast, not have as much range. So I was holding down here. What I want to show you this clip is I really got clearance out there. He was holding down extremely nicely, which weakened the enemies and let my teammate finish both of them off. And then as I res my teammate, I took some nice shots and was able to finish the third guy off. Same thing here. I put the rift down, got clearance, sent him out right there, and just took my shots and took that guy out. Now Clarence was holding the res, so the enemy could not start resing. And then I threw the vortex grenade on top of that to do some extra damage, and that was able to smack that guy. So use those two things in conjunction. The area denial they provide is absolutely amazing. And when you use them together, you can block off any kind of doorways, entryways, or revives. Now coming into this clip here, I was going forward, I actually slid right through this lane and dodged that sniper shot. Again, throw the rift down, I love to start rounds like this. Now I saw this enemy was in front of me and I wanted to send Clarence out and maybe take some shots at him. So I did just that. Clarence started going out, and while Clarence was traveling, I started taking my own shots, saw the invis hunter, and smacked his booty cheeks. Now I definitely say use Nova Warp on this map. I think it's really great and you can actually navigate very well with Blink. Now kind of a running theme is you're going to notice at the start of these clips, I like to put down a rift and get my clearance out. Teammate put me invisible here, which I knew was going to last for a while, so I decided to push up, smack this guy. Clearance went out, and I also have land tank on, so I decided to get a little aggressive. I blinked in twice, got a little bit past myself, and decided that I wanted to go for this guy, so that's what I did. Smacked him twice, fucked up this nade. I was trying to throw it right at my feet and kind of get him in it, like a little bitch in the gumbo, but I couldn't quite do it, so it's okay. Teammate told me how I smacked him in the butt cheek and we took him out. Now here, I just wanted to get aggressive. I saw Clarence was taking some butt cheek, so I followed him into battle and just kind of helped him clean up. Now I started blinking around the map and rotated over to this part because I found the last enemy, so I blinked really far across because I saw my teammate was shooting at him and he was already distracted, and then just took some nice shots and was able to clean him up and kill everybody for that round. Now here the enemies were pushing. I was watching my radar and knew I had time to put a rift down, used it to 3-peek, shot once to get Clarence out there, and then aimed down sights really quickly. That's why I like quick draw and snapshot sights on my shotgun, so I can do stuff like that. Now I was able to smack this guy, and I was the last one alive. I did not see this enemy in front of me for a second, but it was fine because he did not shoot at me, which let me get the res off. I did some good damage and decided that since I had that damage, I would very hesitantly go in with my shotgun, and it was very good. I was able to map him and clean up all three for that round. Moving on from there, we're going to be going into our last few pulse rifle loadout clips here, and then I'm going to move into the new loadout, and trust me, it's one I really like. So of course, slapping down the rift there, absolutely smacked that guy. You know, I guess his lordly splendor just wasn't enough for him today. Blinked in and did a nice little blink to the side of this guy. I wanted to make sure I didn't blink straight in front of him. You gotta make sure you're thinking about your blinks before you go in. I knew it's been 2 rounds, this guy kind of knew my blinks already, so I made sure I went to the side of him and not right in front of him. Used my melee to knock this guy back, and then that let me push with my pulse rifle and take that guy out and secure that round. Here I was just holding down a lane. I had Clarence out, but I didn't want to peek too much. They had some snipers, but I saw this guy, threw my vortex right there and held him off. I do go back to Axions eventually, but hey, his own vortex is sucking me there. Vortex can be great. Smack that guy, have land tank ×1. Didn't want to step in the wither hordes. That gave me flashback to Exodus Blue Trials, and I was not having that. So I decided to blink right in, went through a little bit of a smoke bomb there, but was able to run forward, absolutely map that guy, hit the other one, and throw a little melee out and finish him off and secure ourselves that round. Now when I started using this loadout is when I really started feeling myself. I had the Reese Walker shotgun and a Sunshot hand cannon that you can see right there. So I shot there, just got my clearance out there and went in crazy with the Reese Walker. Since I had a lightweight frame back on, I was really starting to feel myself. Lightweight frames work so well with Blink and they're my favorites. I turned on this guy here and couldn't quite pick him up, but with the Reese Walker and a melee, I was able to smack him, slide in, smack his buddy, look for the third one really quick with the radar, and smack him as well. And that's what you're just doing with these lightweight frames. You're just going off, going really quick, and the Sunshot is such a great thing to pair with that. As you can see here, I was just firing down lane because I was stuck in a smoke and couldn't quite see, so I was just able to take my time here after a second. And after looking around, I saw these two guys and went in with a shotgun and absolutely blasted their cheeks into next week. They didn't even know where their own legs were at anymore. I had them shaking. Now, had the Sunshot out here, was just looking for some enemies, was finally able to take some shots at this guy, but I knew I had to blink in. Again, I blinked to the side. I could have blinked through the shield, but I didn't quite want to do that. I wanted to blink to the side so I could confuse him and not get immediately smacked by the Titan there. Like I said, with the lightweight frame shotguns, I was really feeling myself, so I was getting a lot more aggressive. I kind of stalled my blink there so I wouldn't go as far, because if I went farther, I was going to hit the wall. So I kind of just pressed backwards on my movement for a second before I did the blink, and that cut some of my momentum. So make sure you're doing that if you ever need to kind of cut a blink. I threw my Axion Bolt out there. I did switch up Vortex Nades and onto Axion Bolts, and it was a great choice. I was able to smack that guy and really quick get that last shot off. So once I started feeling myself, I was taking a lot more 1v3s and kind of just going in. I slid in here, put my Rift down. This is a place I commonly like to set up as I come out of spawn, and I know I could take shots on that guy after the 3-peek I got on him. Now there was a second guy, so I threw my Axion Bolt out, which smacked one, flew in with my shotgun, absolutely domed another one, and then flicked on that last guy and took him out. If you ever spawn here, throw an Axion Bolt right over there if you see them on the radar, because it's really great for getting a few ticks of damage and setting the pace for the round. I was able to take this guy out because he just like freaked out and hid into the wall, flicked onto this guy, and this blink was not the best thing in the world, but it confused him enough to where I was able to just get above him and just get close to him and take him out with a nice shot. Now here I have my Nova Warp on. I started using it before he got close to me, and he ran straight into me, and the initial burst damage from the cast was able to kill him. Before I got to the third guy, the teammate took him out, but we're okay with that. Now looking here, I was just looking for enemies I could take out, and luckily this guy was really far away, and he missed his shot, so I didn't die, but I saw Clarence was ticking on him, so I decided to blink back behind him. I went a little farther than I wanted because he was also going forward, but I was able to take him out and watch my teammates' backs. Again, we're starting a play by putting down our Rift just so we can get clearance and have a little bit of healing and overshield. You can't go wrong there. Now, I was kind of just holding a little bit. I wasn't being super aggressive the entire time I was playing, but when I switched to this loadout, that's what I started doing. I got this guy so low and knew I could push with a lightweight frame shotgun, so that's exactly what I did. Domed him, slid in, and took his little buddy out, which was real nice. I saw on my radar the last guy was straight in front of me to the left. My teammates took him out, but I was just getting ready with my blink so I could get to him really quickly, cut him off, and finish the round. Now, I was trying to send Clarence out there, but he didn't quite go, but that was okay. I was able to blink over, get a really nice shot on an enemy, and take him out. Now, I did whiff my second shotgun shot, but Clarence went out, which let me take some nice extra shots on the weakened enemy, take him out, throw an Axion. It only did 9 damage, but that was plenty enough for me. I went in with the lightweight frame shotgun, blinked up, and absolutely mapped this guy with a nice hipfire shot to win that round for the boys. Now, going into this, I was looking around, always looking at my radar, and when I see something on my radar, that's when I make my plan of exactly what I'm going to do. I saw them on my radar there, and that's why I threw the Axion, blinked up to the right here so that I could have the inside cover, threw my melee out, which shot him to a direction he did not want to be going, and then mapped him with a nice shotgun shot. Now, I switched to my shotgun since I have quick draw here, but I just have my hand cannon now, and I decided just to stick it because I knew I could slap him pretty hard, and that's exactly what I did, and that's exactly what happened. Now, as I was blinking out of spawn here, I was just going towards the enemies, but I got in a little bit of a bad spot, so I used my third blink, which had just come off of cooldown, and got behind cover here, threw an Axion out, and then just aimed down sights with my shotgun and waited because I knew he was going to ape me. That's exactly what he did, so I smacked him and started looking for other enemies. Took some nice shots with the Sunshot here. This thing is very crisp, and I would definitely recommend taking it out because I don't see it get talked about a lot, but it's a real nice gun, and I'm glad that I took it out and had some fun with it. I'm definitely going to be using it more in the future here. Now, you can see putting the Rift down again, getting clearance. This guy wanted to run at me like an absolute homunculus. Didn't quite work out for him. Took some shots at this guy, whipped one bullet, probably could have killed him. But I decided that's okay, I'll get aggressive anyways. Was able to go over here, map him pretty good, take a blink past his buddy here, which would let me turn around and get a nice shotgun melee and finish him off. Coming into our next clip here, we're going to be coming out of spawn, and this is a common path I like to take out of spawn. I would just blink right up here and usually go outside. You gotta be careful if you do this, people will push just like this. Luckily I was able to quick draw and react fast enough, hit him with my shotgun, throw an Axion Bolt out here, hit some good shots, and take this guy out with a little combo there. I didn't see that last enemy there, but he was stalking my boy on the balcony, and luckily my boy was able to smack him in the face, so I didn't have to do anything, but I wish I would have seen that guy earlier, huh? Now, I had to slide away from this guy because I was losing that trade pretty badly. I was just kind of waiting for him because I knew that their team liked to push by this point, as they had been. But he started holding with a sniper right there, missed some shots, but I knew if I could get behind cover, I could blink up, surprise the shit out of him, and absolutely smack him, so that's exactly what I did. I did lose to the last guy, so I'll cut that out for you. But coming into here, this guy slides across, so I throw an Axion at him. Just looking for enemies. I hit some good shots on him, kind of go back for a second before I decide that I do want to push over there, and because I don't want to give up the power ammo. Now, Clarence gets sent out, starts holding the power ammo down for me, which lets me get a nice hand cannon kill. Come in here, get stuck on a smoke. I absolutely hate smoke grenades, but luckily this guy doesn't know how to shoot his gun, so I was able to take him out. Come in here, map this guy with a shotgun, and clean up that round. I do just want to emphasize how good the Sunshot is, and to really give it another try if you haven't for a little while. It's really banging right now, and I don't know if it's going to be better after that big old update that comes out. We had that huge 12 the other day. I'm not quite sure, but you can see there it has some okay range, and I was just looking for the enemies after this one, and this is what I want to emphasize, using your empowered melee. I was able to use it right here. It throws your enemy off their balance, does a pretty good deal of damage, and then you can get up on them, and while they're so shook after being pushed around, it really helps you just take them out. A big part of winning things, 1v1s, 1v2s, whatever it may be, is discombobulating your enemies and getting them to a point where they are not sure of what's happening, and you have the high ground, so to speak, if we're talking Star Wars here. But you just want to be above them in terms of the mental state, controlling the fight, the pace of it. And that's what I'm doing here, staying on top of my teammate, get pushed a little bit, but I still know exactly what I want to do. Bait my teammate a little bit, unfortunately, sorry buddy, but I had the shots on point and was able to just finish that guy off, and that's what I'm saying. You need to be able to control the pace of these fights. That's why I like lightweight frame weapons. You can see here I was running away from the enemies. My teammate is getting shot here. I wasn't able to save him, but I was determined to win the round, and I had already set the pace of this game as very fast, me going in, I'm using my blink, so I kept them off of the res using my Sunshot, and it has some burst damage, some area denial, and then I blink on top of this guy, use my radar, saw him turn around, do a quick blink above this guy, and absolutely mapped him and finished him off and won that round for the boys, because I knew how to control the pace. Alright guys, now that I've shown you some plays, we're going to go over the build really quick for anybody that's interested. So as I was showing you earlier, star of the show here was Sunshot. Now I'm only going over the second build because that's the one I really enjoyed and the one that I would definitely recommend using. If you haven't used Sunshot in a while, I'd definitely do it. It's an exotic hand cannon. You can see it fires the explosive rounds, and it highlights targets that take damage from the Sunshot, so when they go behind walls, it might be highlighted for a little second. That can be really nice. You get the catalyst there, make sure you get that kind of stuff, and then you got the Sunblast, you killed them, it gets a little Firefly proc, basically, can blow up some other enemies. It's some good stuff, and see with the catalyst, you get way more range, way more stability. Definitely recommend it. In 12 shots out of a hand cannon, it's pretty damn good. Moving on from that, I just have a Reese Walker here. Love this shotgun, got it a few weeks ago when Iron Banner was live, and I've been loving it ever since. Amazing range on it, and I don't even have Iron Reach. Swashbuckler is actually pretty nice. You get a lot of kills with the empowered melee on Void 3.0 Warlock, so you can get Swashbuckler ×5 from that and hit some pretty crazy ranged kills with this, I gotta be honest, so definitely love that. Armor mods, not much crazy stuff. I have some hand cannon targeting. I could put a shotgun targeting so I can aim down sights a little faster on the shotgun, which I always recommend aiming down sights before you shoot your shotgun shot if you have the time for it, which you usually do. People freak out, think they don't have the time to aim down sights, but you do a lot more than you would think. After that, just a hand cannon loader and some unflinchings. You can look at all the other stuff. Most of the other things are just kind of stat boosts and whatnot, things to enable my high energy fire, with when I'm charged with light. Let's go ahead and move on to our Void 3.0. Now moving on to our Void 3.0 here, I really recommend Nova Warp. The matches go much longer on this map, and it's not something like Exodus Blue where it's close range and cap points, so you don't need a Nova Bomb to shut down a bunch of Bubble Titans or Well of Radiance. So I really like Nova Warp. I think it's really good on a bigger map like this that has more area to have a roaming super you can get around. You can take out their whole team. Highly recommend this. I have a Nova Warp guide if you don't know how to use Nova Warp very well, go check that out. It'll definitely help you learn how to use Nova Warp with your Blink. After that, we're just going to be on our Healing Rift. We have Blink on, of course. Our Pocket Singularity, don't have any other choice there. And I did switch to Axion Bolts. You can definitely make Vortex Grenades work, but I like Axion Bolts a lot. Definitely recommend them right now. Now, I do have Feed the Void and Child of the Old Gods on. I always use these. I'm not a big fan of Chaos Accelerant. I think it can be amazing, but I don't like sacrificing either of these just to get this. And you do get 4 fragment slots when you have these 2 aspects on. What are the fragments I recommend? Well, pretty usual stuff for me. I love Echo of Persistence. You're going to lose 10 recovery, but it's going to make your Devour last 15 seconds instead of 10, as well as your overshields and invisibility that teammates may give you are going to last longer. There are overshields being given out like crazy right now because the Titans are also on Void 3.0 with those overshields that they give. Very, very helpful, and I actually got a lot of invisibility given to me by teammates today, and it was very nice to have that extended duration. Just be aware that if you blink, you will break your invisibility because blink counts as an ability, so just be careful of that. Coming over here, we have Echo of Dilation. I will always recommend this. It makes your radar much more tuned in and smaller, and you can really see stuff. It's more detailed is the best way to put it, and it's really good to check that. All you have to do is crouch and you get that procced, plus a flat 10 mobility and intellect. You cannot go wrong there. After that, we're going to have Echo of Remnants. That's just going to let our Axions chase long, or if you do choose to go for the Vortex Grenades, that's going to make those last longer as well. You can't go wrong with either of those. And finishing it off, I've actually been liking this lately. Your Void Grenades are going to weaken targets, so when you hit them with the Vortex or Axion, whichever one you choose to use, Axion in our case, with this loadout, it's going to weaken the target, which is the exact same thing that Clarence is going to do as well. Clarence is my Child of the Old Gods, by the way, if you're new here and we're confused throughout this video. But, weakening is great. Of course, it's going to just make the targets take extra damage, and we really want to get them a little slowed and whatnot, so when that Axion can just take a little bit of damage on them, and then you can go in with your weapons, finish them off very easily. So, that's the loadout I'm running. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let's throw it into the outro. Well, if you made it this far, thank you very much. If you enjoyed, then leave me a like and a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to see more in the future. I'm constantly putting out Destiny content, primarily consisting of Blink content. I love teaching people how to use Blink and just showing how I use it and hoping that I can make any kind of difference and help people out and learn at all and just become better players, because that's what we're all here for, right? So thank you guys for watching. We're about to hit 500 subscribers, by the way, so it'll be really awesome when we get there. I have a big old video coming out that I'm very excited to put out for you guys, and it'll probably get out a little bit after we hit 500, maybe around the exact same time. I'm not quite sure, but it's going to be my 500 subscriber celebration, basically. I'm very excited to get it to you guys. So again, thank you so much for watching, and if you made it this far, really appreciate it. For now, have a great day, Guardians.